Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're just a couple of wild and crazy kids in love. They love some Wild Card Wednesdays.
It's Wild Card Wednesday.
Oh, even Bucky got in on it. Okay.
Yeah. We broke Bucky in.
So for this Wild Card Wednesday, you voted on Fire Emblem, Three Houses, all trailers. That's what we're going to react to today. First time checking out this game. We've seen a little bit of it, I think, in Smash Brothers. We saw some characters and had no idea who they were. But yeah, this is the first time I guess we're checking out the game proper. Yeah, so let's do it.
Let's do it. Switch.
Long ago, the divine Seros received a revelation from the goddess, a gift to help guide the lost. Now, the goddess watches over Fodlan from her kingdom above as the mother of all life.
Does she have a pet dragon?
The arbiter of every soul.
Go ahead, give me orders. It's time to measure your worth as an instructor.
No pressure.
Such a brutal, irrational world we live in. Some believe the crests, tokens of the goddess's power, are necessary to maintain order. But they're wrong, teacher. The crests are to blame.
The true evil.
I know you don't like when people run. It's okay. Reminds you of horses. Ooh,
Always
axe skills.
focus on axe skills.
Reach for my hand, I'll soar
I love you, sword.
away
You protect me.
into the dawn. Oh, I wish I could stay here and cherish all.
Do you dare to walk this path with me? One misstep, and we fall
Badass
to our
whip.
ruin. So take your first step. It's now or never. I will return here someday, my teacher. Promise me that you won't forget me.
You look so sleepy.
Oh my.
Her hair reminds me of Christmas.
What could have brought you here?
The continent of Fodlan, said to be protected by a revered goddess, has existed since time immemorial. Three ruling powers now control the land. In the south lies a region long held by a more than 1,000-year-old dynasty, the Adrestian Empire. Beyond its borders, to the frigid north, is the home of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus, ruled by the royal family
Fargus,
and
like
its
it now.
knights.
Track.
To the
That's
east,
Farquaad, but
a league of nobles that heeds no king nor emperor
What's Fargus?
rules what is called the Leicester Alliance. Once consumed by a tempest of war and turmoil, Fodlan and these three mighty powers now exist in relative harmony.
In the Fire Emblem Three Houses game, you are the hero the world needs. You start out as a mercenary traveling with a group led by your father, Geralt. After an unexpected incident reveals an unknown power hidden within, you'll travel to Garrick Mach Monastery, where you'll receive an offer to teach at the Officers' Academy. Around that same time, you alone begin to see a mysterious girl named Sothis, who appears within your mind.
To guide you from now on, right?
Garrick Mach Monastery lies at the center of three large territories. It is the home base of the Church of Seros, the main religion of Fodlan, as well as the Knights of Seros. Not only does the church serve to maintain order in Fodlan, its monastery also houses the Officers' Academy. Those who train there will go on to shoulder the future of Fodlan. The Officers Academy is
McGonagall.
comprised of 3 houses. The Black Eagles is for students from the Adrestian Empire, including the House Leader and future Emperor, Edelgard. The Blue Lions boasts Prince Dimitri of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus as its house leader. This house is for students from his kingdom. The Golden Deer is for students from the Leicester Alliance. Their house leader is Claude, who is the heir of the noble family that leads the Alliance.
So far, I'm thinking
As
Golden
a
Deer.
professor, you will lead the students
Yeah,
of
I mean,
one of these
no
houses
emperor,
and
people who rule
instruct them.
themselves.
In addition to the house leaders, there are many other students to meet, each with their own unique personalities and skills. Which house will you choose? Students are expected to travel to various lands, sometimes with the Knights of Seros themselves, and gain real battle experience, including everything from defeating bandits to suppressing rebellions. These may be class assignments, but the stakes in each battle are very real. Whether your students live or die will depend on your leadership. Strategize as the battle progresses to claim victory.
One more success.
At the Officers Academy, your students will work diligently each day so that they may wield a variety of weapons. Master the study of magic
I appreciate your coaching.
and acquire special skills such as horsemanship.
Reason.
You have
Chose
been
faith over
entrusted
reason.
with their future, and it's up to you to guide each of them and help them hone their abilities. Through combat experience and study, you can help your students reach their full potential. Your students can also interact with each other at the Academy, and by doing so, their bonds will strengthen, and they'll be able to better support each other on the battlefield.
Oh, that's cool. That's a good game element. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Hey, over here!
Forward, now!
3 territories, 3 houses.
One mysterious
own journey.
child. Look at Plague Master. That was a good trailer. Covered a lot.
Let's all agree to meet back at the monastery exactly 5 years from today.
Like a class reunion?
You will come, won't you?
If I have time.
Years ago, we fought here as classmates.
As big class reunions go, this one's gotta be the worst in history. What should we do, teacher?
Kill every last
What turned
one of
into a
them.
sword?
Still, we have no choice but to eliminate those who cling to unreasonable ideas of justice.
Someone must put a stop to this cycle of the strong trampling the weak.
The soda-filled stone consumes even the darkness itself.
Emperor Palpatine?
Yet we have the strength to scale the walls between us, to reach out our hands in friendship so we can open our true hearts to one another. That's how we win!
My teacher.
Both sides of time are revealed to you. What shall you do?
No, you freak me out, child.
How lovely it would be for this moment to last forever.
Welcome to the Officers Academy, home to 3 mighty houses, each one in need of your tutelage and leadership on the battlefield. My name is Edelgard von Hresvelg.
She likes
house
talented
leader of the
individuals,
Black
okay.
Eagles. Many of our students are nobles and magic users, but all hail from the Adrastian Empire, as do I. I am its future emperor, after all. Notice how the twin-headed eagle on the Empire's coat of arms influenced our own. Our great territory dominates the southern half of Fodlan, and our strength is evident in our ranks. Here are some of them now. Cold-blooded
Likes coffee and irony.
Hubert is loyal. He has served me since I was a child, and also serves as a constant voice of reason.
She's got big ears.
Of course.
Smart and studious, Petra is the princess of a vassal state of the Empire. Her grasp of the language is a work in progress.
I am hopeful to have learnings from you, too.
And then there's Linhardt.
Naps.
His crest research is second only to Professor Hanneman, but his aptitude for napping is second to none. As their professor, you must lead your students in their academic lives and in turn-based tactical combat. But first, a question.
Oh, this house is pretty cool because
Which
Petra's
house
pretty
will
cool.
you choose? Seek out the other house leaders to learn of their houses and then make your allegiance known. I trust it will be the Black Eagles. The Empire needs you.
Yeah, I like how she says go listen to everyone else
Yep.
and make your choice.
Make a strong case.
Need of your tutelage and your strategic prowess in battle. Oh, I should introduce myself. I am Dmitri Alexandrovich,
Just like fragile objects.
house leader of the Blue Lions.
Like your heart.
Coveting strength and chivalry, our students hail from the holy kingdom of Fargus. I am its prince, yet no stranger to misfortune. Our coat of arms draws inspiration from our territory's founder, the King of Lions, and his penchant for blue. Now Fargus spans the frigid
blue.
north of Fodlan, and our students are stronger for it. Case in point, Dedu, an outsider in my service
gardener.
for 4 years. Get past that furrowed brow, and you'll find his inherent kindness.
I will make you a quality
That's
meal
cool.
as thanks for your service to His Highness.
Oh, Sylvain.
Likes women.
Together, except he became a bit of a, well, skirt chaser. We're working on that. There is so much more to him.
Or not.
Or not.
Kidding. Don't look at me like that.
Ingrid is another childhood friend.
Tales
Aw.
of
This
chivalry.
one is principled, industrious, and far knightlier than Sylvain, that's for sure.
It's always been that way. Care to join me in some training?
As their professor, you must lead your students in their academic lives and in turn-based tactical combat. But I must ask, which house will you choose? When you're ready, that's your decision to make. Until then, it would be wise to acquaint yourself with the other houses. And don't forget, the Blue Lions walk the true path of
Sorry, Blue Lions. You're not.
Welcome to
Got some
the
good people,
Officers Academy, home
But you
to
haven't
3
overtaken
esteemed
Petra yet.
houses in need of your tutelage and your battle expertise. My name is Claude Von Regan, house leader of the Golden Deer, and per regional tradition, our expertise is archery. Piqued your interest, have I? Well, our students hail from the Leicester Alliance. The Golden Deer is not only our symbol, but a sacred creature. They're said to have protected the Alliance's territory since, well, always. Here in the East, we've no need for kings, especially when we have each other. Let's say hello, shall we? The sole daughter of a duke, Hilda's picture should be next to lazy in the dictionary. She's one terribly crafty noble, though.
As a fragile maiden, I'm useless in battle.
Tough guy, rough life.
Pure protein.
Raphael's parents were merchants when they lived. Yet still, he trains and eats so cheerfully.
I need to keep eating if I want to get stronger.
Meathead.
Leonie wants to be like you, a mercenary. Her village helped pay her way here, and she must plan to pay them back. She's so stingy.
I can beat anyone, Professor. Even you if I have to.
As their professor, you must lead your students.
Golden
in their
Deer. I liked you at
academic
first, but I think you're the
lives
last
and
I'd
turn-based
pick
tactical combat
right now.
But before any of that, which house will you choose?
Petra's.
There are good people in the other houses.
It's not her
too.
house, though. It's,
Get
I mean,
to
she's.
know them, then make a call. Not to sway your opinion, but you,
The Black
me,
Eagles.
There you go.
Golden Deer,
There you go.
we could be great together.
Petra's Black
The
Eagles.
great land of Fodlan.
Yeah.
It's said to be protected by a revered goddess. Now, 3 ruling powers control the land. At the center of their territories lies the Officers' Academy of Garrig Mach Monastery. It's comprised of 3 houses of students, hailing from these disparate regions. They need a professor, and as your father, I've built you into a mercenary capable of leading them. The only question is, which house will you choose? It goes without saying that life at the Officers' Academy is regimented. The calendar is key. On weekdays, you'll lecture your students to improve their skills.
Now I feel like I'm getting somewhere.
Or assign them to teams for group tasks. Either way, teach them, and they'll grow stronger. They may even learn new combat arts or magic skills. Your schedule will free up on Sunday, but it's no day off. You can enlist in battles or freely explore the monastery. I'm not sure which is harder on the legs. The Academy's a great place to share a meal with students or faculty members, take up a quest,
Do something for me.
go fishing,
Just
sip
live in this
some
world.
tea. Whatever the brats do these days.
Do you not like my voice? It would make a Pegasus dance with joy.
I don't usually have a problem, but
You can't deny the military advantages of relationship building. For instance, if you meet a student from another house, you may be able to recruit them, and you'll need all the soldiers you can get. At the end of each month,
Okay,
you and your
that changes
students
things.
will be assigned a mission battle. It's the ultimate test of, and boon, to their skills.
It looks like our mission just changed, Professor. Everyone, prepare for battle.
Survive the battle, and you survive to the next month.
Reminds me of Brianna Tartt.
Congratulations. Battle and training are each their own
Strike a
lessons. They prepare students to take certification exams that must be passed to reach for higher leveled classes. Or change to a different class entirely. Luckily, they can freely change between any classes they've passed, allowing you to ready your troops for the battle at hand.
Dark Mage.
There are more than 30 class types, so you have your work cut out for you.
Nice.
Good luck.
It contained a deplorable plot to target the Archbishop on the day of the goddess's rite of rebirth, who must maintain constant vigilance.
You really showed them, Teach. I would really hate to be on your bad side. I had a wonderful time today, Professor.
Let's all agree to meet back at the monastery exactly 5 years from today.
War is coming. Soon the three territories will draw their lines in the sand with blood. And when that time comes, your path will be shaped by a singular choice. Your decision could determine who stands beside you and who will fall before you.
I don't want to fight any of them.
Is that you choose wisely, Byleth.
I will crush anyone who blocks my path.
I'm sick of nobility and crest. Of all of it.
The blood that flows through her veins is special. It is extremely rare and extremely dangerous.
If showing pity would put my allies in danger, I will not hesitate to kill them.
I'm sorry, my teacher. I cut this path, and now I must follow it.
Fire Emblem, 3 houses. Hope you're ready. The time has come. 3 ruling powers control the land of Fodlan, and a conflict between their territories is all but inevitable. Representing these disparate regions are 3 houses, and soon you must be ready to lead one into battle. As your father, I've built you into a mercenary capable of being their professor.
Thanks, Dad.
The only question is, which house will you choose? As a professor, your command extends from the classroom to the field of battle. Whether your students live or die will depend on your leadership. So make sure their abilities improve by assigning them real battle experience. You'd be surprised how varied your allies' abilities are, not to mention your enemies. If you've any hope of winning, get a feel for each student's stats. Then order the right units to the right locations. Remember to take in the lay of the land, note the terrain types, and carefully determine the best path to cut forward. I've at least taught you that much. Likewise, you'll recall that each weapon type has its own combat arts. These special moves greatly diminish a weapon's durability, but the extra damage dealt could be crucial. Save them for just the right moment. If you need support, your students can hire battalions, from infantry to knights to magic users. Each one can use its own version of what's called a gambit. One gambit may affect large areas. They may just turn the tide in your favor.
I mean, there's only one house with the Pegasus?
Because you want to be on that house?
So too the linked attack, which you can trigger when nearby allies strike. Keep tabs on your students, otherwise you may not be able to capitalize on them. After all, even a gambit can benefit from a little teamwork. Together, you and your students will be stronger than you realize. Strong enough to take on supernatural forces.
Let me help you.
It's our chance to prevail.
It's a big puppy.
Yeah.
Yet,
So its name was Giant Wolf.
You have the option, however limited, to use a divine pulse to turn back time and try again.
Nice. Do-over.
It contained a deplorable plot to target the Archbishop on the day of the goddess's rite of rebirth, who must maintain constant vigilance.
You really showed them, Teach. I would really hate to be on your bad side.
I had a wonderful time today, Professor.
Let's all agree to meet back at the monastery exactly 5 years from today.
War is coming. Soon the three territories will draw their lines in the sand with blood. And when that time comes, your path will be shaped by a singular choice. Your decision could determine who stands beside you and who will fall before you. My only hope is that you choose wisely, Byleth.
I will crush anyone who blocks my path.
I'm sick of nobility and crest. Of all of it.
The blood that flows through her veins is special. It is extremely rare and extremely dangerous.
If showing pity would put my allies in danger, I will not hesitate to kill them.
I'm sorry, my teacher. I cut this path, and now I must follow it.
Fire Emblem, 3 houses.
Like so much rain, a pool of blood has fallen to the ground. As spears and arrows pierce the earth, it weeps.
Lots of high scores.
I pray the students learned a valuable lesson about the fate that awaits all who are foolish enough to point their blades towards the heavens.
If all I can rely on is my own ambition, my path won't be easy.
Yeah, I bet the replayability on this is high.
I'm a lot of things.
Choose different houses.
I'm not the kind of man to just roll over and die in a place like this.
It's not possible to change the world without sacrifice. Dying for the greater good is not a death in vain.
I wonder which is best, to cut away that which is unacceptable, or to find a way to accept it anyway.
All you can do is keep smiling, keep marching. That's part of a leader's job. You can't give in to despair.
Formidable weapon.
Whatever comes to pass, please swear to cut a path that is your own.
I don't know who that evil guy is. The old dude with the beard.
Mm-hmm.
I thought those trailers were great. I thought those, I mean, because they showcased the world. They gave you a little bit of, a lot of information about it. It also showcased the gameplay as well. So I just thought that like going into it, it's like, okay, like I know what this game is about, but I don't feel like it's been ruined for me. I feel like there's a lot to explore. And yeah, and it got me like, I thought the first trailer was really good to like kind of like suck you into this, like tease you into the world a little bit, not like overwhelm you with information. And then later on, we got like a lot more information like about the different worlds and like the different regions. So I thought these trailers, they did a great job with them.
I do as well. I'm a little surprised that I don't have a sense of our overall villain. Because like you said, the guy at the end, like who was that guy? And kind of assuming he's a bad guy. But I'm saying that because I think they did it well, and I'm just surprised. Because usually like you want to know your hero and you want to know what they're up against. And you want to have that sense of like, you know, what is the threat? Because that adds suspense and gives us something to cheer against as much as someone to cheer for when we know our hero. And in this, they really seem to be setting up the three houses to be in conflict, which very much gave me like Game of Thrones vibes.
Yeah.
That, you know, we're going to give you some characters sort of like from each house and hook you in a little bit, but then they're all going to hate each other and fight each other and you're going to be torn and not know what to do. So I do appreciate that they had such a successful trailer, and yet I'm still not really clear on what we're all up against, but I want to find out.
Yeah, that's what I liked about it is that, there is still so much like to uncover as far as the plot of, who the true ultimate villain is going to be. And like, it just kind of showed you living in this world and like the different, like, training and camaraderie between your students and the different houses. And like, it showed you so much of the world, but without like giving away really anything at the same time. So that's why I thought it was just, it was handled great. I think now, like, because they said that you could recruit people from other regions or whatever, I might do the Blue Lions because I kind of like their team overall. And then I would just steal Pyrrha, I call it Pyrrha.
Oh, Petra?
Petra, yeah. It reminded me of Pyrrha when I saw her name, Petra.
I think I'm going to go for the Black Eagles.
Yeah.
I'm all in on them.
Okay.
And that's funny because...
Petra's Black Eagles.
Yes. And that's funny because at first, when they were talking about like, oh, the Black Eagles and like led by their future emperor, and then the Blue Lions led by their future king, and then over here we have the stag, and the stag has no king and has no emperor. I was like, ooh, I like that. Like the people who are ruling themselves, and so like obviously have to have cooperation and diplomacy and like the ability to work together. So I was kind of leaning that way just on like the surface level. But then as we got deeper and got to know characters, I felt a lot more resonant with the characters in the Black Eagle house. Whereas when we got to the stag, it was all like, I like fashion and
they all seem a little basic.
That was just it. I was like, there's nothing wrong with liking fashion.
Yeah.
But you're showcasing your team to recruit me essentially at this point, and that's what you're leading with.
Yeah.
Which makes me concerned about what follows that, because usually you put your best people forward. And so like when that's what's coming to the table, it's like, I like fashion, I don't like responsibility. I'm like, I'm kind of doubting your abilities now. Like it just didn't set a high standard. Whereas like the Black Eagles came out swinging, like they had a high standard with their team. And so, I think that's what ultimately decided that I was in the Black Eagle camp instead of the Stag camp. Yeah, and we're getting more into role-playing games and turn-based combat. Introducing Bethany, we're playing South Park Stick of Truth right now. So really looking forward to continuing this. We're going to play Baldur's Gate, obviously, as well. That's kind of like what we're leading up to. Yep. But yeah, this looks like a fun game to play. We'll probably have to add it to our big list of games that we want to get to. But let us know what you thought about this down below in the comments. And if you played the game, how you liked it, which house you ultimately chose for your first playthrough, at least. And if you want to go check out our Wildcard Wednesday for next week, check out the community tab in our channel, and you can go ahead and vote for that. Thanks so much for checking out our reaction for Fire Emblem Three Houses, all trailers, but you keep in mind that our reaction is definitely not definitive.